guys, it's Hannah from the River Morning Show, hanging out with the River's own Jamie Macdonald.
Hi guys!
This is so exciting.
Happy to be here.
You are wrapping up a tour right now.
Yeah.
Are you exhausted?
You know what? I'm not, because being on a bus is so much easier than doing the van thing, which I did at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
So I'm new at touring, but the beginning of the year, I got to kind of my rite of passage, which was doing a van tour. And that one's a little different. You get a lot less sleep on those tours. And so this tour, I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm getting
She fancy, she
8-9 hours of sleep, and it's just been fun. The crew's been amazing, and it's just like a big family out here, and I'm kind of learning tour life is just another family that you get to do life with, and I think I'm gonna love it for years.
It's fellowship.
It's fellowship,
On
yeah.
the bus.
I was telling my roommate that. I'm like, it's like a built-in community that I've been longing for a while. So it's just, I know it's gonna be a gift, and it's just like the very beginning. So.
Seriously, what a blessing. And then you're kicking off the year, January 23rd, launching your first full-length album, right?
Yeah, I had done like an independent project years ago, and we don't talk about that. I'm just kidding. It's not that it's terrible, but this is my first one that I'm really proud of.
Yeah.
So.
And it's self-titled, right?
Yep.
Jamie Macdonald by Jamie Macdonald.
Yes. Yes.
Now, do you feel like it captures where you've been, what got you through it, and who you are today?
Absolutely.
Little bits and pieces of who you are?
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like the first time I've told my full story. And so it feels kind of like a breaking of the silence for me. After years of just, honestly, my story has always felt so complex, and even telling my testimony, just, at shows and stuff, it's just like, where do I start? It's like, there's so much in there. And, but the more I tell it, the more I see just how beautiful the story is, and the way God has woven just his provision and providence through each chapter. And so I feel like each song on my record is like a chapter of the story. And there's certain songs that really have healed my heart as I've sung them, as I've written them. And I'm really just believing God for, the way the songs have healed me, that they're gonna heal other people as well.
Were there any moments in writing the songs or recording them that were fun, chaotic, emotional? Like, what's a standout moment from writing this album?
Yeah, you just kind of said it all. It was all of it. Chaos, glory.
Yeah.
A lot of the first songs I wrote for the record were like the deeper stuff, because I was just coming out of like a 5-year kind of an isolation phase, and I hadn't released any music in 7 years.
Wow.
And so I had just lost my dad and moved to Nashville and signed a record deal. So I was getting into writing rooms, and I wasn't doing very well. I was still grieving. And so, everyone's like, how exciting, you're about to sign a record deal. How does it feel? And what do you want to write about? And I'm just like, I'm going through something really heavy. And so it was so beautiful the way the community just embraced that and just said, not only let's talk about it, but if you're comfortable, let's write about it.
Absolutely.
And so we talked, we cried, we prayed, and really there were like mini counseling sessions. Some of them were, where it's just like, we became friends, and we grew so deep so fast, and then beautiful songs came out of that.
And it's so cool, because getting to know your story, it means others can relate to it and get to know how God works in and through each of those stories. And so many people, maybe not the same cadence of your life, right?
Yeah.
But have moments of struggle and walking through a valley. If there's something you could say to somebody walking through the struggle right now, not on the other side of it, is there a message you'd want them to receive?
I think it would just be that keep your eyes on the Lord, because he's not going to leave you. And, in hindsight, we look back and it's like things make more sense later. And I think if we just know that he's with us, we can get through anything. And I think some of the hardest times we feel alone, and we forget, that he's near to the brokenhearted, and he weeps when we weep. And, he doesn't leave us, and he's actually working behind the scenes when we can't see. So just knowing that he's with you, and not doing it alone, I would say. Finding people to walk with you and share, and not hide that you're going through something, I think is crucial too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what's been a game changer for me, is as I've shared my story and even shared what I'm going through with people, it's allowed me to heal so much faster, because I'm not doing it alone. And
Yeah. Would you say that's a central theme to the album as a whole, or is there a thread that kind of connects the songs? Like, was there a verse or something that really came to heart that brings it all together?
You know, I think the heartbeat of the record is more so like there's always hope, and you've never gone too far outside of God's grace and outside of like His redemptive power, and He can clean up any mess and He can make all the wrong things right. And I think my life story is just an example of that. Like, I messed it up so many times, and He's always found a way to show up there, meet me right where I'm at, and help me pick up the pieces. And like, when I'm tapped in with Him, like, we can actually make something really beautiful out of it.
Yeah, how cool. Now, this is an evil thing to ask you. An evil thing, I know. So all the songs are going to be your babies, like, and I want to respect that.
Aw.
Is there a song that you're just so excited? It's not your favorite child, maybe it's your favorite child, that you're so excited for people to hear? One that just kind of rises slightly above the others.
Man, it's funny because like each time I write a new one, it kind of becomes that.
Yeah.
So I've like we've already heard all those. This one. But I'm excited for the up-tempo stuff because everyone's mostly heard my serious songs and ballads and tearjerkers, but like I do feel there's just such a depth of joy that I have in the Lord that I haven't really got to showcase in a lot of the music. I feel like Left It in the River was like the first little chapter of like,
so fun. We love
I'm redeemed and I'm, you know, I'm happy and I'm healed. So I've got a few bops on there that I'm stoked about, and I'm excited to perform those live and have a really good time on stage in the midst of also, you know, sharing songs that might make somebody cry, and it's like you can have all the moments together. But there's a song at the end of the record, and it's called Somebody Set Me Free, and it's really, I feel like it encompasses my life story from growing up in a house where there was no singing allowed, and it like sets the stage for like the scene of a caged bird, and it's just like the story of Jesus showing up and having the keys, and there's a cry. There's a cry in the song. It's like, can somebody set me free? You know, it's like a little girl just wanting to sing, wanting to fly, and then by the end of this song, it testifies, like Jesus shows up and He says, this isn't the end of your story. He sets me free, you know, He has the keys, and then by the end of this song, it's the declaration, somebody set me free, and it was Jesus. So it's just, I love the way that story that God gave us, like just the way we're telling the story in the song, and it feels so good to sing, and it's kind of like a throwback, almost like a gospel sing-along type of vibe, and so I'm excited to sing that one and hopefully just sing it for the rest of my life.
I'm excited to hear it. Oh my gosh, how powerful. Okay, last question. Because you are in Buckeye country. And because you're from Michigan, I don't know if people realize that too often, at least here. Where do your football alliances lay? Or are they like me? So I'm a Buckeye, but I mostly watch for the chicken tenders. That's why I go to games. Where do you sit?
Well, that's funny you say that because when I hear Buckeye, I think of the chocolate peanut butter treat.
Which is always a good answer.
So you're thinking of chicken tenders. I'm thinking of peanut butter and chocolate. But no, I'm not really into football.
Okay, that's okay.
And my family does wear, you know, the blue and gold. And so I have a couple coats. You might see me in a Michigan shirt, really just because it's nostalgia. And like my dad always wore Michigan stuff. And so I just, it's like a comforting pair of colors for me, but I'm not super into football.
That's okay. That's the right answer. If you're not a Buckeye, just don't be a fan of football. That's how we live here.
But I love, you know, I do love the Buckeyes though, for life, those little treats.
Yes, we'll take it. It's Jamie Macdonald, her brand new album launching January 23rd, 123.
Yeah.
Make sure to give it a listen, and thank you so much, friends.
Thanks, guys.